And I think like so as far as the game day invites, you get an invite, we want to validate it. We validate it by finding out if they've watched your video and by getting on a phone call with them. When you're on that phone call with them, here's a couple questions that you can ask to get them talking and to really validate it basically. One is, what's something you guys are really looking for in a player at my position? This is a question your son will ask, right? Another one is, what's one thing I should focus on this offseason to improve as a player? Those two will let you know if they've watched the film, right? And as for your program, am I currently being evaluated or am I currently on your board? Where do I stand at this point? So those questions let you know legitimately, where have they evaluated your son? Where is he at in the process? Is there going to be an opportunity for an offer? And then based on those questions, you've now talked, the coach cared enough to talk to you on the phone. He cared enough to answer those questions for you, which means that they've watched your video. And now you can actually now you have clear expectations of what this game day is going to actually be like. And is there going to be an actual opportunity for an offer? Because a lot of schools offer on game day invites, but a lot of kids go to game day invites and the kids that they are offering on those are not them, right? And we don't want that to happen. So those are some simple questions that you can ask. Parents of high school football players, you're probably already investing in private schools, trainers, nutritionists, camps, and travel, doing everything you can to help your son, but he's still not getting the level of exposure he deserves, and all that effort is going to waste. That's why I created the Football Scholarship Playbook, and inside are the exact step-by-step systems, scripts, and templates I used to earn a Division I SEC scholarship at Ole Miss at just 5'7" and 150 pounds, and that I now use to help athletes just like your son, where 89% of the players who follow this playbook earn scholarship offers. And right now, I want to send you a copy completely free. All that I ask is that you just cover shipping. So if that sounds interesting, click the link in the bio or go to gonextplay.com/free, grab your copy today, and give your son the proven system to earn the offers he deserves. And then at the end, what we teach our players to do is to set a time to meet with the coaches while you're there. Sometimes it's tough after the game. Sometimes they'll meet before the game. Sometimes they'll meet after, but set the next day, right? So setting that up front is going to be very helpful. I know, like, for example, I don't know every school. I don't know if you guys did at Arkansas, but at Ole Miss, for example, a lot of the big time recruits, they'll meet with them on the next day, on Sunday. Did you guys do that at Arkansas too?
Yeah, we would do some stuff on Sundays. But here's the reality of it, guys. If they're interested in you and they like you, they're going to find some time to get in front of you, period. Whether it's before the game, whether it's, hey, meet me after the game over at the facility, whatever the case may be. If they're serious about you, they're going to find some time to get in front of you at some point that day. That's what I would say keep in mind when you're asking questions like that.
Yeah. And when you get there, and you see the coaches, go straight to the coaches, shake their hand, introduce yourself, be excited to be there, not just, wait back for coaches to maybe come and see you or find you. Like, take initiative, go to the coaches, shake their hand, be excited. That shows confidence, number one. And it also shows that you care and you want to be there and you're excited to be there.
Body language is the biggest expression you give off in those situations, by far.
So
Yeah.
you got to take initiative. You know what I mean? The coaches are going to have their 5, 10 guys that they're focused on. But again, even if you did talk to them beforehand and they're interested, you still need to go and take initiative and show them that you care, show them that you're excited to be there, that you want to be there. And coaches look like how you interact with other players, with other parents. They're looking for that stuff, especially if everyone's at the same playing level and they could play, which that's the only game day visits you should be going to. Right. So what are some questions, Brian, do you think they should be asking the coaches? Like, they get there, they shake the coach's hand, they're in that room, maybe there's coaches mingling and stuff. What are some real important key questions that the players should be asking while they're on campus?
So, coaches are jacked up on game day, guys, just like you are. Like, when you play, like, they're ready to go, man. That's why you coach. The same reason you practice to play, you coach to get to the game day, to coach your guys in the game and watch them be successful. They're excited and, like, ready to go. So, anytime you can ask them, like, specifics about the game, like, how do you feel about today, coach? You know what I mean? going into the game and get them talking about, what they got to do to win the game. Most of the time they'll get into it. If you're a D lineman, you ask the, hey man, we really got to stop the run today. We got to make this quarterback one dimension. They might go off on this, da 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 da, and that usually sometimes will open the door to your position and saying, you know what I mean? Well, coach, having said that, I know we've been talking a little bit. You watched my tape. How do you think I could fit into that? You know what I mean? In a game like this, maybe one day down the line, you know what I mean? With my skill set and things like that. Or, what are some of those things you guys have worked on this week? I need to show on tape in order, maybe to get myself up towards getting an offer, you know what I mean? And things like that. So I think that always was very smooth transition, opening the door to get to your specific situation, and then kind of going with the flow at that point of kind of seeing where you're at, maybe on their board and what you need to do to get an offer, or how close you're getting to an offer, and then finishing with what the next steps would be, once you left, once you left the game. What the next steps would be while you have the coach in front of them. That's what I would say, because you guys, you got to get the most bang for your buck, because this is not going to be a 20-minute conversation probably. Every now and then, maybe if they catch you down on the field in warm-ups early enough, they can talk to you a little longer. It may be in like a room setting before they take you down to the field, or they may grab you on the field and talk to you. So you got to get the most bang for your buck. And a lot of times, if you, like I said, I think I'm a believer in, if you break the ice on like what's going on that day with them, and kind of how they're attacking that game, or, what they worked on heavily this week based on their opponent, sometimes it loosens them up and really gets them talking and flowing, versus a, hey coach, what do you like about me? I mean, he's thinking about third and long already. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I like to tap into where their mind is right away, and then let that open doors to your situation and get good information about your specific recruiting process.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because that's what they're focused on at that point.
Right.
So getting the conversation started there is really important, and then moving it to, based, I know you watched my film, based on where do you feel like, I could fit as part of the program. What's one thing I should focus on, and where am I at on your board? These are all questions you got to ask too, and it's like, I love Brian's thing, because you want to get the coaches talking. Like, one thing you don't want to do is the coach, you go talk to the coach, and then it's just this awkward, like, you don't have questions prepared. You got to be prepared, right? And that's why we like put together questions and scripts and stuff for players, so they're not like just sitting there with nothing.